Thank you for opening the floor for us, our dear host. As you are all excited to hear, we will be talking about liquidity mining. Alongside my partner, we hope to illuminate this topic as clearly as possible. Let us begin.
Firstly, let's take a look at the topics we will be covering. 1. DeFi and DEX. 2. Introduction to liquidity mining. 3. How does liquidity mining works? 4. Benefits of liquidity mining. 5. Hyper-yield aggregator HYA. 6. Future plans. Automated market maker in staking. 7. Conclusion.
Decentralized finance, DeFi. To understand the liquidity mining, we first need to understand decentralized finance and decentralized exchange. Firstly, let's get some terms out of the way. DeFi is an umbrella term of financial services on public blockchains. Primarily with Ethereum, with DeFi, you can do most of the things that banks support, such as earning interest, borrowing, lending, buying insurance, trading derivatives, trading assets, and many more. The benefits being DeFi is faster and doesn't require paperwork or a third party. As with crypto in general, DeFi is global, peer-to-peer, and open to all. Decentralized exchange, DEX. A decentralized exchange, DEX, is one requires no third parties to regulate transactions. These types of exchange offer various functions that are similar to traditional exchanges, such as order books, matching systems, or security functions. Usually, decentralized exchanges are developed and launched as decentralized applications, DApps, within the network, like the Ethereum network. Each DEX is regulated through smart contracts. Smart contracts are sets of codes that are used to run a service without requiring a central authority.
Before we begin to unpack liquidity mining, we first have to understand the terms involved. Liquidity, a term borrowed from conventional markets, like the currency exchange. It refers to the ease with which a digital currency or token can be converted to another digital asset or cash without impacting the price and vice versa. Mining, a short or misnomer in this situation that refers to the more common way of getting rewarded in proof of work, POW networks, such as Bitcoin for contributing towards verifying transactions. Liquidity mining, a process in which crypto holders lend assets to the centralized exchange in return of rewards. Liquidity mining is one of the common forms of yield farming, where investors can earn a steady stream of passive income. The investment strategy in which participants within a DeFi protocol contributes their crypto assets to enable easier trade within a platform. As platformers receive orders from buyers and sellers, the ready availability of crypto assets speeds up the transactions. Depending on liquidity of particular assets, higher liquidity translates into faster swapping of tokens on an exchange in the crypto context. In exchange of their contributions, the participants are rewarded with a share of the platform's fees.
Now, how does liquidity mining works? Consider the backbone of the entire DeFi ecosystem as it allows permissionless trading, replacing the traditional interplay between buyers and sellers. Traders instead transact with the pool directly. The pool must maintain an equal ratio of deposited assets, which determines the prices of the assets within the pool. Participating in these liquidity pools is very simple, as it involves depositing your assets into a common pool called a liquidity pool. The process is similar to sending cryptocurrency from one wallet to another. A pool typically consists of a trading pair such as HNT USDT. As a liquidity miner or provider, an investor could opt to deposit either asset into the pool. Need to deposit two types of assets of the equal amount. By depositing their assets into the DeFi platforms, the liquidity provider makes it easier for traders to get into and out of positions with the trading, and the transactions fees are partly used to reward them. The more a liquidity provider contributes towards a liquidity pool, the larger the share of the rewards they will receive. Different platforms have varying implementations, but this is the basic idea behind liquidity mining. LP tokens are created by or given to investors who supply liquidity and constitute equal parts of the selected pool. In addition to fees, rewards are typically come in the form of the platform's native token, which often acts as the governance token, entitling the holders to vote on the protocol's future directions, and sometimes even how the platform distributes rewards. Liquidity mining is centrally a financial incentive to ensure the best trading experience for traders swapping on decentralized exchanges. Investors provide equal parts of the token pair, deposit them in the liquidity pool contract, and then receive a portion of the trading fees associated with that pair.
It is important to reflect on the value benefits before identifying any potential liquidity mining risks. Here are some of the promising advantages of liquidity farming or mining. 1. Fair distribution of governance tokens. This doesn't apply to all DeFi protocols, but to those that do reward liquidity providers with governance tokens. Typically, most platforms will reward liquidity providers by the ratio of their contributions toward the liquidity pool. The liquidity providers with higher contributions are rewarded with more tokens commensurate with the risk they have to bear. 2. Passive income. Liquidity mining is an excellent means for earning passive income for the liquidity providers, similar to how passive stakeholders within staking networks. 3. Low entry barrier. This is easy for small investors to participate in liquidity mining, as most platforms allow for the deposit of small amounts, and investors can plow back their earnings to increase their stacks within the liquidity pools. 4. Open governance. Given that anyone can participate in liquidity mining irrespectively of their stake, anyone can also claim the governance tokens and therefore vote on development proposals affecting the project and other critical decisions determined by the stakeholders. This leads to a more inclusive model, where even the small investors get to contribute to the development of a marketplace.
Risks of liquidity mining. Despite the many benefits of liquidity mining, there are also some inherent risks to be aware of before you engage in it. Once you understand the potential risks, you should be able to mitigate these issues and reduce their chance of occurring in the first place. Impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is defined as the opportunity cost of holding onto an asset for speculative purpose versus providing it as liquidity to earn fees. Or in another term, IL occurs when the price of the tokens that you have contributed to liquidity pools changes in comparison to what it was when you first invested. Since digital assets are extremely volatile, it is almost impossible to avoid IL. If an asset within the LP of choice loses or gains too much value after being deposited, the user is at risk of not profiting or even losing money. For example, Ethereum can double in value within 5 days, but the fees granted while farming it will not even cover half of what one would have made by holding. Impermanent loss has rightfully earned its name. Losses are only realized if the user decides to withdraw his liquidity. Therefore, it is possible to avoid IL if the market returns to the original price. If that does not happen, LPs are forced to withdraw liquidity and realize their IL.
Now, hyper-yield aggregator. Yield farming aggregators essentially automate the process of stacking and collecting the generated reward on behalf of the user. The goal is to optimize gas fee spending via different strategies like diversifying and transferring tokens around different platforms and maximizing yields via auto-compounding. These include a method of generating rewards with cryptocurrency holdings. The main indicator of how much a person earns by depositing tokens in a regulatory vault are APY, annual percentage yield, and IPR, annual percentage return. For those unfamiliar with IPY and IPR, here are the definitions. IPY, the real rate of return earned on an investment. IPY takes into account the compounding interest of the asset. IPR, the yearly interest generated by a sum that's charged to borrowers or paid to investors.
Why Hyper-Yield Aggregator? Hyper-Yield Aggregator is a decentralized yield optimizer platform that relies on DeFi protocols to maximize the user's return under the Hyper-Wallet ecosystem, which features our upcoming GameFi, DeFi, and Web 3.4 features. As HYI is one of the many upcoming features we are excited to roll out of all of you. Therefore, the question remains, how does one get involved with HYA? Firstly, users will need to provide liquidity over a pancake swap. ALPI token will be given from the smart contract as a proof of providing liquidity. Usually, in most cases of liquidity mining, the extra bit of value goes wasted. The story ends here. With HYA, instead of just letting the liquidity provider, ALPI token, sit in the wallet itself, HYA can help the user to earn additional income with just one simple step. Users would need to just stake their ALPI token with HYA to earn additional HWT. Users can go over the HYA and earn additional reward in return of stacking their ALPI token. The current pairings that are accepted by HYA, HWT plus USDT, HNT plus USDT, HWT plus HNT.
As exciting as all this is, the soon-to-be-implemented AMM and staking components are on the horizon and are being developed as we speak. Automated Market Maker allow digital assets to be traded without permission and automatically by using liquidity pools instead of a traditional market of buyers and sellers. Staking. Staking is a way of earning rewards for holding certain cryptocurrencies.
In conclusion, liquidity mining is an essential aspect of DeFi ecosystem and a vital one for ensuring the growth of DeFi. Liquidity providers can earn passive income through the liquidity pools on decentralized exchanges with liquidity farming. Just deposit cryptocurrencies in liquidity pools containing trading pairs and earn trading fees. The ALPI tokens that represent the share of your contribution in the liquidity mining pool and are essential tools for liquidity farming. This symbiosis of traders, liquidity providers, and exchanges has existed since the dawn of DeFi. Instead of trading their assets or keeping them in cold wallets, users add them to DEX liquidity pools and earn rewards. The platforms reward their LPs.
Want to stay updated with all the latest news and announcements? Do remember to follow all our official social media platforms. We update daily. And feel free to drop us a comment to reach us.
And that is it for what we have in store for you. We do hope that this gives you added clarity with regards to liquidity mining and the Hyper-Yield Aggregator.
We would like to thank you for your time and attention. Sincerely, on behalf of HyperNation, this is us signing off.